Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Warren Chambers, and it's my pleasure and honor to be your co-host this morning on this Personal Wellness for Optimum Performance webinar that has to do with the training of our line of products, and especially focus on our EGA True skin care. And we have a great panel to share with everyone this morning. And we're going to start off. I want to introduce you briefly to Kathy Goldstein, who is a acupuncturist and fell in love with this technology. Also, we have Kathy Benquist, who is a professional in letting us know about the information about the water treatment system we have. And then our host this morning is Teresa Hollowell. And it's my pleasure to introduce this young lady to everyone. Teresa was once a nurse, then she turned to realtor and interior designer, and now devotes her time with her husband Richard building their Omega business while being a full-time mom. Get that, while being a full-time mom, she's able to develop a full-time income in their Omega business. And she's a full-time mom to her adopted daughter. Her passion for wellness has made her our spokesperson and host for this EGA True training webinar. Teresa, take it over, my dear.
Thank you, Warren, and welcome everybody on this call this morning from the East Coast to the West Coast to, as Warren said, around the world. And we hope you all have your pen and paper out because there's a lot of important information that we're going to share with you this morning. And I just want you to thank all of you who sent in questions to egaanswers@gmail.com. I was able to sift through all of them and combine the ones that were similar. And the two Kathys and I have talked about these. So this will not be our last EGA True panel talk. We will continue to have these on occasion, and we also have some other exciting events planned. So for today, really the only thing you're going to see visually is that one screen in front of you. However, I will tell you, I was on a diamond call last night, and all of you, I hope, are connecting with your upline diamonds and blue diamonds and black diamonds. But on our diamond call last night, one of our amazing diamonds out of Colorado, Jan, has offered to use some special site that she has where we can actually have a live streaming video. And talking with Kathy Goldstein, she said this will be fabulous because she will be able to demonstrate the actual technique that she uses successfully to get the results that I know all of you are waiting to understand how to get the best results. So before we begin, I just want to make sure I don't forget to announce that the DVD, the Be True DVD, Jason Barenko called me yesterday to let me know that they are offering a special on their team site, which is bcglobalteam.com, where if you buy one DVD, you get the second free. So that's an amazing offer for all of you, and you'll understand more once we hear from Kathy Goldstein about this DVD. One thing that I would love to tell you is it makes a great gift for that new gal or guy that joins as your new VA, an amazing gift to give them when they come on board. So that's a great special to take advantage of today. So without further ado, I think most of you know Kathy Goldstein. She is just an amazing woman who, together with her sister Shelley, they both have created the Be True Facelift DVD. And we also, as you can see, have Kathy Benquist, and we're going to throw some water questions in along the way because I did get quite a few of those. And so there's no particular order I'm going to jump around a little bit because not everybody's going to be able to make it on the beginning of this call, and not everybody's going to be able to stay to the end of the call. So we'll just jump around a little bit and get a little bit of a flavor of the whole arena of questions that came into us over these last 2 weeks. So welcome both Kathys. And Kathy Goldstein, I'm going to start off with you because what I'd really love to do is ask you, I'm speaking for the field out there and their questions. I would love to ask you, can you share with us what is the difference between the DVD that came with the EGA True line and the DVD that you and Shelley created?
And they weren't, can you hear me, Teresa?
Yeah, you just got unmuted. So,
okay.
So if you could start over, can you just tell us the difference between the
Sure.
EGA True and the DVD and the one that came with our mega products?
Yes, I absolutely can do that, right. So what came with your EGA True products is a DVD that talks about the products, how to use the products. It gives instructions in the booklets as well as on the DVD. It shows you how to use the beauty tool to massage product into the skin. You'll notice on that DVD that's a tool that they have in Singapore that we don't have in the United States, but it doesn't make a difference. In fact, I really like the tool that we have. I like it because we can use the side of it as well as the tip of it. So I'm actually more partial to the beauty tool that we're able to use here. And then, so that is, you know, it's great information, it's great foundation, it's good to get your questions answered on the ingredients. And then the DVD, the reason why that was created was because with the combined approximately 50 years of experience between Shelley and I, we knew that the energized skincare and the energized tool that we could actually maximize the effects of the EGA True products. So when you use the EGA True products, you're addressing the skin. You're addressing skin integrity, and we'll go into that more because I know there's other questions about how the products work. But when you use the Be True facelift, what you're doing is you're combining a huge amount of information that took years of study, years of putting together with our educations and with our training and with our experience, how to not only get great skin care and great results on the skin, but actually how to get a great result in a lift, in actually lengthening muscles that are contracted, which is the neck and the jawline and the forehead and the chin. Those are all the contracted muscles, but also how to lengthen those, and two, how to tighten the muscles that are sagging, which are more the muscles on the cheek and around the eyes. Also how to get rid of puffiness and also product penetration. So it's a tool that's totally designed to maximize the most effect that you can get from the products. And the difference is being able to use the Energized Skincare line and the Energized Beauty Tool, because that's what makes this line amazing. And it's what makes that DVD combination give you such incredible results that I know you can all get with using that DVD. But that is the difference. Is that clear? Does that help, Teresa?
Yes, that absolutely helps. And don't you think, Kathy, that people probably need to watch the Be True DVD a few times?
Yeah, you know what? I was going to mention that when we were going to talk a little bit about what potential trainings we might be able to have, but you already mentioned that. So actually that's a really good question because, like Teresa said, I am so sure that anybody can learn these techniques to getting that facelift look, that I am committed to putting in whatever time it takes to do the trainings to make sure that people understand, how to best maximize that. But that is exactly right. This is a training tape. It's not a, it's hard to watch it once and totally get it. It's definitely a DVD that needs to be watched over and over and over again, because there's, for example, initially you might get some of the strokes down, but as you start using those and you go back and you look at it, you go, oh, I wasn't doing that. The other is making sure that you listen to Shelley. Shelley is giving you lots of information, and it might sound like she's saying the same thing, but she's not. So listen carefully, because she'll talk about actual pressure, and she'll talk about length of time, and she'll talk about location. So make sure that when you're listening to those, you listen to what Shelley's talking about as well. And we'll talk about the difference between the 10-minute and the the home care 10-minute and the professional as well at some point. But I want to make sure I stay on the questions there, Teresa.
Oh, good. Okay, that's perfect. So everybody, please, what I'm finding when I talk to people is that they're watching the video once or twice, and they think they got it, but as Kathy just stated, you really need to watch this tape at least 10 times and take notes. Think of it as going to class and learning from your best instructor, which is what you are doing, and getting that technique down. And I hope everybody also heard that Kathy mentioned anybody can do this. So just make sure you spend the time watching that DVD over and over. So Kathy, do you think we're ever going to get any kind of a printed out sheet so that that can help us follow along with the DVD?
Yeah, I've actually already been working on that, and I pretty much have it almost completed. I need to work with my marketing guy to put it on one page, because it's quite a few shots. So I am working on that, because I think that would be helpful as a cheat sheet, so to speak. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that people who have purchased the DVD as well as the new purchase have access to that, especially for training. So yeah, okay, I'm working on that one.
Perfect. I've also been asked, if somebody is on a tight budget, what is the priority for buying the different items in our EGA True line? Should we buy the serums first? And now that we are lucky enough to buy the other products individually, what would be your suggestion for what steps to buy the different products in order to start getting results?
Yeah, I actually really love this question, because everybody knows that the EGA True Golds are the are the shining stars. They're the sweetheart products. But this is the thing. If you want the best results from your product, especially these great energized skincare products, if you want the absolute best results, you have to exfoliate. If you don't exfoliate, if you don't use the pulp friction, you won't get the product penetration, you won't get the results. So frankly, I actually, if I were going to break it down, as much as the Elixir of Youth and the Smooth Operator, those EGA Golds are on the top of my list for repair, it's key to make sure that you are exfoliating. So my big things are the Meltdown, the Pulp Friction, the Pure Intention, and then either a perfect day or a nighttime or both. So, depending on your budget, you could choose between the Meltdown and the Rinse and Shine. Personally, I use both. I use the Meltdown at night, and I use the Rinse and Shine in the morning. And then a few times a week, I'll use the Pulp Friction. I love the Pure Intention, so that one's always on the top of my list. It's so refreshing, and it's got a lot of ingredients that actually seal in moisture. A lot of people don't realize that witch hazel actually seals moisture into the skin. So that's one of the reasons why I really like that particular product. And then if you need to choose between the perfect day and the beauty sleep, you really need to consider your skin type. If you're dry or more aged or sun-aged skin, then you can use the beauty sleep twice a day. At some point, like for me, I started with the beauty sleep twice a day. My skin is not real damaged, so I was wanting to, after about 3 weeks, switch to the perfect day in the daytime and the beauty sleep in the nighttime, because the beauty sleep is heavier. It's got a lot more repair to it. So that would be where I would start, is really making sure that you have your foundation, and then knowing that you can add things to your package, because the entire package of these 9 products, with the with the facelift, being able to use that once a week, the facelift mask, an unbelievable combination of products, a fabulous combination of products that work synergistically together. People tend to use a lot of different products anyway, as far as something to cleanse the face, something to tone the face, something to hydrate the face. So people ultimately do already have these in their cabinet, but when you use this particular line synergistically together, it has amazing, amazing results, and I'm 100% sold, will not go to anything else.
Great. And you did mention something, so I might as well throw this question in right now. How often, if somebody is really eager to get dramatic results, what is the protocol for how many times a week can they use the facelift mask itself?
Yeah, you could use the facelift mask, frankly, as frequently as you want it. However, making sure that your skin is able to absorb that is still, again, that's going to be the key product. Obviously, I can't emphasize that enough, but the facelift product does definitely give that matrix feel, and pulls together the collagen, if you will, and really tones the face very, very nicely. But if you're using the Elixir of Youth and the Smooth Operator with the facelift, you're going to get great results even if you just only used it twice a week.
Wow, okay, that's perfect. All right, so let's jump to the wand for a minute. Is there a difference between the black tip wand versus the regular wand in seeing results?
I haven't found that to be the case. I definitely feel energetically, as you know, I have an alternative healthcare center, and I can definitely feel the stronger energy of the black tip wand. It definitely feels stronger, and when I do a professional treatment, I will use one black and one regular. Once in a while I'll use 2 black tips, but generally I'll use one black tip and one regular tip. And but ultimately you can still get incredible results from either one. Personally at home, I use a regular tip for my 10-minute home care treatment.
Okay, great. So that kind of helps us segue into 2 big questions that came over and over again to me, and that is, what is the difference between the 10-minute facelift versus the 40-minute facelift, and do you use the same products? Which products for each one do you use? I know this is a longer answer, but that is something that I know everybody's kind of on the edge of their seat about.
No, that's actually a great question, because there's so much in my head, so it helps me to really focus the answers there. So that's perfect. For the difference between the 10-minute and the 40-minute, if you will, is the 10-minute is a home care treatment. How I see this protocol being used is 3 ways. One is that you're using the products, you're using the tool, and you're doing a 10-minute home care treatment for yourself at night, every night, especially initially, every night. At some point you can easily drop it down to 3 or even a couple of times a week. But if you use it every night, you will get great results. That is one way. The other is I also see this DVD being used for the non-professional, someone who's maybe not esthetician and doesn't have all of the background that an esthetician does, but they want to introduce the product to their friends because they love, obviously, the line, and they're getting great results from it, and they really like the concept of it being natural and organic and energized. And they sit down in front of their TV with a group of women, and they put that into the TV and they watch the DVD, and then at the end of the DVD they go back to the 10-minute. Everybody has a tool, or at least a couple of people have the beauty tool, a mirror, and some products that they can use, and they can do that 10-minute on their face themselves. And if you really, as the person who's hosting that, if you really have confidence in that 10-minute treatment, that 10-minute home care treatment, I can see a difference on people with one treatment, even with the 10-minute, So that's a great way, and plus people's face feels fabulous after using the products. So that's the second way that I see being able to use that. And then the third is being able to have support for the people who are coming on with you and they're using the products and they want to learn how to use that, and it's a good training tape for them. The professional is, right now I have a massage therapist and a physical therapist who do the Be True facelift in my office. Obviously, there's a lot of estheticians out there who are doing that. These are people who are picking up on the Be True facelift, the professional Be True facelift. They're picking up on the nuances of it very quickly because they have the experience of, one, looking at the face and being able to see where those changes are from aging. Even at the age of 25, they can see the changes. And so their eye is a little bit more trained, and they know the muscles, they know the skin, they're familiar with the lymphatic system. They pick up on the protocol pretty quickly, and they've got great results. That doesn't mean everybody can't get it. For sure you can. It just takes a little bit more. And the way I see that part of the DVD being used is using that protocol in a spa setting. And I know, Teresa, you had some other questions on that, so I'm going to save that more detail for that later. And then the products that you would use is for the home care. You would do your meltdown or your rinse and shine or both. You would do, if you haven't exfoliated, you're going to do your pulp friction. Then you're going to do your pure intention. Then being at nighttime, if you're using the beauty sleep, you're going to use your beauty sleep, and then you're going to apply the 10-minute, the first 3/4 of the Be True, or the Be True 10-minute home care. That's going to be the lymphatic drainage, and it says it right on the DVD, and the muscle toning. After you finish that part, then you're going to use your golds, your elixir of youth and your smooth operator. Those are the ones that you want to, if you will, feather into the face that give you product penetration, especially with using that tool, that beauty tool, because the energy of it with the energy of the skincare line penetrates unbelievably and gives you great results on your actual skin and skin texture. For the Be True facelift, the professional, that's a little bit different. What you're going to use for that is you're going to make sure that if you're in a spa setting, or if you're in a healthcare setting, because that's my setting, is that you make sure that the person has already taken off all their makeup with our products and exfoliate it, as well as at that point they're really ready to go. So I use the pure intention, and I'll either use the daytime or the beauty sleep, depending on how dry their skin is, to do 90% of the technique. And then I'll apply the elixir of youth or the smooth operator or the facelift, actually in addition, the 2 gold, and then the facelift on top of it, and then do the feather and the product penetration where you're doing the fine line erasing and the product penetration. That also with those clients, I'm instructing them to get a DVD, get the products, and use that 10-minute home care to accelerate their treatments and their effects that they're going to get.
That's fabulous. I was going to ask you, when a professional is actually putting the different products on, do you recommend that they're talking to them a little bit and telling them the process of what this incredible line is doing, or do you let them just fall asleep, or how does the professional want to portray this line to their client, during or after?
Yeah, because you're with the professional, you're going to do a series of treatments. You can take those first 2 or 3 treatments where you're not talking the whole time, but education is a huge part of why people use different lines. And a lot of the products out there that you're seeing advertised are on TV, on magazines, on everything that is in our face, because beauty care is so, so huge, is the repair, is all of the age repair, the skin damage repair, the age defiance, taking off years. We are bombarded with that. So it's important to educate them about using a skincare line that's natural and organic and is not loaded down with the multitude of chemicals that you're getting with the standard products that are out there. They're potentially causing more skin damage. Certainly the research has shown that. So I personally think that educating them is helpful, and just pacing it, taking your time, making sure that in my office, I'm adamant about, if you're going to go through the protocol, don't make sure that you're optimizing your investment and using the products at home, and using the 10-minute home care will optimize their investment, and they will be extremely happy, extremely happy.
Oh, great. And for those of you out there who aren't aware of this site, if you want to know, even when you're doing a home care demo, you want to be able to educate your group of gals and men that are sitting around applying this on the different products. So if you want to know more about the key ingredients, Omega Global has put up a site. It's www.ega-true-skin-care. EGA True Skincare with the dashes in the middle.com. And that has all the ingredients, from the aloe vera extract to the bamboo powder to the marine pine bark. It tells you what each one of the active ingredients are and what their purpose is in the EGA True line. And for those of you who don't know, EGA backwards is age. So I get a lot of people that say, what does EGA stand for? And I'll just go, it's age backwards. We're going back. We're reversing. So so that's an important site to help you understand more of the particular ingredients. So Kathy, when a lot of people now have the question, so what is actually doing the lifting when you see these results of lifting taking place? Is it the wand, or is it the products, or is it both?
Yeah, that's almost a hard question to answer, because there has never been an energized skincare product on the market, ever. So based on my knowledge and my experience with that 0-point field resonance energy, I would not hesitate to say that it has the potential. It has the potential with that energized component to it. However, the specific effect of using the beauty tools and using that energized, like you could use a pen and it won't do the same thing as using that energized skincare, the energized beauty tool. And what we're actually doing in that DVD is showing you a specific way to switch on a muscle. And so we're talking about really changing the way the body functions. It's like taking your face to the gym, as Shelley likes to say. We're actually teaching your body how to switch on a muscle so that it contracts and holds up, and we're actually showing you how to lengthen a muscle so that it relaxes, so that your chin is not being pulled down by those tight muscles on your neck. So it's absolutely the beauty tools that create that lift that you see when you do the muscle rejuvenation part of the Be True facelift.
That's great. And for those of you who are new to the business, or maybe potential prospects thinking about joining the business, we do have a great special going right now through the end of July, and that's buy a black tip wand and get the second regular one for free. So that's an amazing special that you want to take advantage of, and it's unlimited for that new person. You can buy as many of those specials as you want. So that's exciting. I'm going to go back in a few minutes to the actual different products and the different types of skin types, but I want to give Kathy a little water break. And if you could bring on Kathy Binquist for a little bit here, Warren, I'd love for Kathy Binquist to answer a couple of these questions that I've received regarding the water. Kathy Binquist has been an alkaline water user for quite some time, and when she was introduced to the AmWater, with the first in the world that has the 0-point energy in it, she said, I'm all in. And I have learned so much from her. And what I'm seeing now is a lot of you out there really don't quite understand which parts of the water you want to use for your skin, and what parts, how the levels you drink it at. So, Kathy, Binquist, I'm going to bring you on right now. And can you just go through the different buttons on alkaline and acidic and what you use them for at home? Because, I mean, you've taught me everything from rinsing my meats off with the alkaline to how to use the acidic for my skincare. So if you could just go through the alkaline and then the acidic side and kind of teach everybody what those different buttons are for. Kathy?
Sure. Hi, Teresa. Can you hear me okay?
Can hear you perfect.
Great. Okay. First of all, you need to understand the pH scale. And I think that will really turn a light bulb on for you. A pH scale goes from 0 to 14. So if you've got 10 on one side, you've got 4 on the other. So when you're looking at your machine, our number 4 position on the machine is 10.0, and then our number 4 position on the acid side would then be 4.0. So whenever you have a 10, you're always going to have a 4. When you have 9.5, you're going to have 4.5, that type of thing. So understand the scale, and that works out good. If you look at your machine, you have your alkaline settings are on the left-hand side of the machine. You have a button that says alkaline on it, and you push that button to get to your different levels. You've got level 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as Teresa was saying, what do we do with those different levels? Let me just tell you the other thing. Okay, in the middle is your purified water, your 7.0. That's going to be your neutral. This is what you're going to be using for baby formula. This is what you'd be using for taking any types of pharmaceuticals. And if you were a pregnant mommy or a nursing mom, you would also want to drink the purified until you finish nursing. So that's how you would use the purified water. So now let's go to the alkaline side. Your number 1 button, that's 8.5. When you first get your AmWater Actify machine, that's the level that you want to start drinking the water at, is at the number 1 level, 8.5. And I would suggest doing that for 5 days to maybe a week, depending on your body. But you want to work your way up in the pH level. So number 1 is for drinking. If you have guests over and you want to give them alkaline water, you always want to give them their alkaline water at level 1. That's 8.5. Now, as you're drinking the water for a week or so, you can move up to your second level, which is 9.0, and then the third level is 9.5. And in between those moves on the machine, you want it to take 5 days to about a week. If for some reason you pop up to 3 and you either have a headache or you're just not feeling quite settled, just pop back down to 2 for a few more days and then move back up. Because you've got to remember, it's a detoxifier and it's an amazing antioxidant. So it will absolutely, you will tell a difference by drinking water. Now, we're still on the alkaline side of the machine, and now you've got your number 4 button, which is 10.0. Make fabulous pasta. Make your muffins, your cake, any type of baking. You can use, honestly, any of the alkaline waters, but try the 10.0 for baking. I think you're going to see a puffier muffin and a lighter cake. Just enjoy it. Play around with that, and you'll be just fine there. Numbers go back as far as for cooking. If you want to make tea, you can certainly do that with the 9.5. And you can take a tea bag, put it in a glass, dump it, just dip it up and down a few times. You can make tea without even boiling water because of the microclustering and because of the penetration of the alkaline water. So, and your tea bag, don't throw it away. You can probably use it 5 or 6 times because of the microclustering and because it does penetrate the leaf. Now, if you want to move over onto the acid side of your machine, and people are sometimes fearful because it says acid, because I have conjured up these ideas of acid. But acid actually for our skin is fabulous. So you will see your number 1 button, it shows for brushing your teeth. Number 2, I would use that for your face. If you want to rinse your face. I know Teresa and I both have spritzers in our bathrooms. And when we rinse our face, rather than using the tap water that is full of chlorine and not good for your skin, I spritz with my acid water for my face. Our number 3 button, it shows you that you can use it for washing your dishes, rinsing things out if you like, and then the number 4 is the most acidic, okay? And so that functions a little bit more as an antibacterial. So it will help to kill some germs. Does that help, Teresa?
That helps immensely. So I hope everybody had a chance to write down those different levels because, you know, this water machine is amazing. And it's fun to even do a strength and balance test on somebody with just taking a sip of the water. People are just amazed. Okay, great. Well, let's jump back now to Kathy Goldstein. If she had her little water break there, because I know, Kathy, there's some people out there who really want to know now a few questions about the different skin types. You know, is there a different protocol for oily skin, dry skin, combination skin? Because some people say, I'm starting to feel dry, or I might break out. So that's a whole ball of wax I just handed you there because they're different areas. But can you go through the different skin types and then talk about reactions and how to deal with that?
Okay. That's the beauty of the Energized Skincare line. And you've heard me mention the benefits of the Energized factor here. The beauty of the Energized Skincare line with that 0-point field resonance is it does exactly what your skin needs. It does gives exactly what your body needs. So that is exactly why there is no difference between oily skin, dry skin, or combination skin in how you use the products. The only difference, if you were going to do something differently, is use the perfect day if you tend towards oily skin and use the beauty sleep if you tend towards dry skin. And if you're more mixed, then you can do the beauty in the daytime and the perfect day at the daytime and the beauty sleep at the nighttime. So that being said, let's address the other component to the questions that people have, because these are questions. These are things that I've definitely seen. I've seen with the people in our clients in the office, as well as gotten feedback from other people as well. So because the skincare line is energized, if you're finding that your skin is drier, it's because it's trying to get rid of dead skin. And keep using the product. It will bring your skin to balance. But if you're really acidic or you're really, and the skin is naturally acidic, but if you're internally, if you're really acidic, or if you have a lot of toxins, or if you haven't been exfoliating, or, and I really love that Kathy Benquist is on the line with this, is that if you're not hydrated, it's hard for your skin to detox. It's hard for your body to detox, and it shows on your skin. So being a little bit dry or having dryness when you're using the protocol is fine. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. Don't stop using it. Just, keep using it, and you'll find that your skin comes to balance. The other component is what's called professionally is the imperfections in the face, which are not just acne, but it's if you will, the pimples under the skin, or hardness under the skin, or little lumps under the skin, just general imperfections in the skin, whether it be keratosis, which is just a buildup of skin. All of those, over time, I have found with the results in my practice and the people have been using it, and me personally, I have found that the skincare line will get rid of those. They will either dissolve or they come to the surface. So you might find that some of those older, let's just say you've been using the line initially, you had great results, you've been using it for about a month or a month and a half, and all of a sudden you have little acne spots coming up. Those are generally the imperfections that were under your skin, and depending on how closely you examine your skin, some people already know where exactly those imperfections are in their skin because they haven't been able to get rid of them. Those eventually seem to come out and resolve themselves. So go with the flow with the product. You will not find a product that's energized that does what the skincare product does. And when you watch the DVD and use the skincare tools, and when Shelley talks about the aging process, she's giving you really good information about what happens to the skin and what happens to the muscles. So that's also really helpful in just helping to educate the people who come to you and say, why am I getting this, or why am I not getting this result immediately? Listen to the DVD where Shelley talks about aging, and really get familiar with all of those angles about the different things that show up in people's faces, and educate yourself there. And so the skincare line, regardless of all the different skin types there are out there, is perfect just the way it is.
Okay, super. So if a person did have an allergy, and I don't really know if that's, I guess if you're allergic to botanicals, but what would be the best way to expose a person to know if they are allergic? I've heard maybe even putting a little rinse and shine on the inside of the forearm for 5 minutes. Is that correct, or do you have other ideas for that?
Yeah. Well, let me address the difference between sensitivity and allergies. So sensitive skin, I have sensitive skin, and I did not have a problem with this product at all. And normally, if I went to get a facial, the exfoliants scratch my face, and I look redder after I come out of those. I get acne from them, and you will not experience that with this line. People generally, you might have some redness from doing the detox part of the protocol, but by the time they finish, a lot of the redness and unevenness is gone away. So that being said, let's go ahead and address allergies. If someone has a lot of allergies and is extremely sensitive, just as a general rule of thumb, pay attention to that. Don't say, oh, it's organic, or it's natural, oh, there's, botanicals. People can be allergic to botanicals. People can be allergic to anything. And, in my office, we treat allergies, so that makes it easy. But if you're, talking to somebody and they say, well, I'm extremely sensitive, you might want to define the difference between whether they're sensitive or whether they have allergies and whether they get hives. I mean, even with sensitivity, you can get hives. And then, again, Teresa, great way to just test that. Just test each product on the arm and make sure that they're not getting a reaction. And just because they don't get a reaction on their arm or their hand, which is not quite as sensitive, you can then move to a little spot on the lower jaw by the ear as well, which is a good place to just test it if they're worried. And better to make sure that they're not worried and that they feel confident. And again, like you said, 10 minutes is usually sufficient to wait to see if they have a reaction. And if they don't,
I know yes, and when I've ever done these, I've always tested people's forearm with the rinse and shine, and I've never yet experienced any problems, and so that's good for everybody to know that. Okay, when you're lay person who's not an esthetician, not a professional, we're going out there and doing these facelifts. One of the real important issues that you want to make sure you're covering yourself with is have your subject that you're doing the facelift on just sign her name to a simple release form stating that, I, Mary Smith, realize that Teresa Hollowell is not a licensed skin practitioner, but I give her permission to try the EGA True facelift on me. Do you have any other comments about that, Kathy?
Yeah, sometimes just asking permission, can I touch your face, is sufficient in some states. And I think also just for the purposes of demonstration is different than if you're charging for a protocol. So for demonstration purposes, it's different than if you want to go ahead and do a series of treatments on someone. Then I strongly suggest that you do what Teresa did, and actually, even better yet, check with the state just in case there are some unusual laws in your particular state. So yeah, I think that's probably a very good idea, and it's also why I suggest with the 10-minute home care that people can sit down with a mirror in their hand, the products in front of them, and the beauty tool in their other hand, and do that on themselves, which is really nice because then people don't think, oh, I can't do that. They just did it because they're doing it themselves, and you're helping them. You're teaching them the different angles to doing that because you've watched and studied the DVD, and you're feeling confident about that. That's the best way to go.
That's great. And you made me think of a good point. Last night I was on the diamond call with all of your diamonds, and it was good because we talked about the different ways people are doing home demos. The one important thing I want to stress to everybody is be sure whatever you do is duplicatable so that new person that just joined or even potential prospect, that she's watching you make this a very simple, procedure, that you're not overdoing it, that you're not creating this whole aura of, wow, I could never do this. And that's what, when Kathy said that, you want people to be able to, be able to touch and feel and, enjoy all the senses that are going to be exposed to using this line. So when you have your home care, make it very simple, that the people are comfortable sitting around the table, and that brings me to another question. So when you're doing a home care in front of a group of gals, say you've got 5 gals over and you're doing, plus your subject, what is the best way to demonstrate using the skincare line on your subject to the people that are sitting around the table? Should your subject be laying down? Do you still get as good results if they're sitting straight up? What do you suggest on that one, Kathy?
The same way that you would do it in your bathroom mirror. Sitting up with a mirror in your hand, is the best way to show someone how to do that, because that's how they're going to be doing it in their bathroom. Obviously the professional is more of a spa-type treatment, and the person is laying down. But for that 10-minute, have them sitting up, have the mirror in front of them. Help them to see where to move the beauty tool and what they're looking at, and all the educational things that really people really need. When you ask someone, what's your concern? If you could change something on your face, what would you want to change? And people will often have one specific thing, or maybe a couple of specific things. But it's also important to point out some of the other things that they may not be paying attention to, but they will absolutely notice a change with. Like that deep glabella line, the line that's between the eyes, between the eyebrows, that's not one that's going to go away in 1 or 2 or 3 treatments. That takes, those are deep grooves. We're not talking about fine line erasing. So that takes time. But if you show them the other areas where we tend to, where the mouth tends to turn down and we get a little bit of sagging on the side of our cheeks and we lose that jaw line, those are the things that you will see huge changes with, sometimes dramatic, immediate changes, and sometimes, a little more moderate as you go. Depends on, the person and how where they're starting. So, yeah, sitting up.
Yeah, okay. And that makes sense because people are at home doing it on themselves. So, sitting up is probably the most duplicatable way for having a home party. But I've done it where somebody's laying down too and have had amazing results, but not in front of a crowd. So if somebody wants to just, go, please, Teresa, just give me a wonderful faceless massage. I'll have them lay down, and it's just wonderful to watch them relax. And while they're relaxing with that mask on, you can be wanding their whole body. I've even had estheticians tell me that they wand their tables and everything before their clients arrive, and that they've created a whole relaxing state for that client or prospect to really have the best experience they've ever had in applying these products and getting the results. So let's talk about results for a second. I know everybody wants to get the best results. People are getting different results in different timetables. So can we talk about that for a minute? Because I know, like for instance, my sister is a little on the heavy side, and she's got a lot of extra layers there that she has built up over her years, and she says, is it going to take longer for me to get results since, I've got a little bit, more rounded face than I did when I was in my 20s. So let's talk about results.
Okay. So for someone like your sister, she will absolutely see a difference in the angle of the face, meaning that it's not going in a downward direction, it's going in an upward direction. However, with a lot of adipose tissue, a lot of fat under the skin around the neck and jowl line, that will take time. One is that it's not a weight loss program, so you can't expect the fat tissue to just go away, melt away. However, if you're drinking the water and you're hydrated and you're using the protocol, you will get changes and you will see the lines. But we need to be realistic. It's not liposuction. So it's I know, sorry for the directness, but what it does make a difference with, and a lot of times this is really more the issue, is that puffiness. That's more of a water retention, not fat tissue under the skin. That shows dramatic results over a relatively short period of time. That is also a sign of the lymphatic system, or the toxins, the lymphatic system being congested and being toxic. So, encouraging people to make sure that they're drinking enough water so that their body can flush is going to be helpful. And, of course, the AM Gen X detoxes, which is, one of my favorite products for detoxing. And then using the beauty tool to just, that lymphatic part, that first section is where you start seeing the drainage in the puffiness. And that's exactly what that initial protocol is designed for. That's probably people's biggest concern. The lifting is, you'll see a difference with that. I would say that that is what I see the quickest change with. That is that's the part where with a 15-minute treatment, I can see a huge difference in somebody's muscle tone. And that's the one that I can point out to the person, you know, the client or the patient, and show them the huge difference because I've done one side of their face and not their other side. So that one, and is it going to stay? No, it's not going to stay if you do one 15-minute treatment, because it's like saying, well, if I go to the gym once, am I going to, you know, am I going to look, you know, am I going to get my 6-pack or my 8-pack? No, it's going to take time, and it does take time to re-educate the muscles so that they stay where they're supposed to stay because they've got the energy in them and they're being re-educated. So if you did it once and expect to see amazing results that are lasting for weeks and weeks and weeks, it's not going to happen. If you are, you know, reasonable that this is not a surgical facelift, this is our opportunity to actually do something natural and not have to go under the knife or do injections, this will give you results that you're going to be extremely happy with and that people will be very happy with if you just, you know, pay attention to the details of it, and just sweeping the tool over your face isn't what the protocol is designed to do. It's actually doing specific things. So if you follow along, and you know, of course, watching it over and over again, so that you can really develop your skills, the faster the results come, and the better, you know, the better the results are. But that being said, if you're not seeing results quick, if you're not seeing results in a reasonable length of time, pay attention to several different things. One is, well, one, have you exfoliated your skin? Two, are you just kind of waving the wand over your face, or just doing some sweeping, or are you really using your intent to do what it's supposed to do, which is lymphatic drainage, the muscle strengthening and muscle lengthening, and then the fine line erasing. So have the intent so that you, when you watch the DVD, you're paying attention to that. And then the third is really do be conscious about how you're taking care of your body, because it does show up in your skin. Obviously, with the healthcare center, I'm an advocate of that. I'm an advocate of organic food and alkaline water and you know, exercise. You know, so all of those things are going to be huge. And if this is your place to take an opportunity to rebound onto that new pathway, then definitely take that. So yeah, but as the products are standing alone, I think that people will get results in a varying degree depending on how much they pay attention and how consistent they are.
Right, and for those of you who are out there that are going, gosh, I've done everything that she said and I'm still not getting the results that I want, please do not stop using the line and be discouraged, because there's something that we just, you know, haven't gotten through to you to be able to teach you better. So when we have this live streaming webinar where you can actually watch Kathy perform this, and I've had the opportunity to watch Kathy do a live demo where she did half of the face, and that's always the best way to do a demo, is do half of the face so that the people can see the real before and after right in front of them, including the person that you're working on. And that is just something I really want to reach out to those of you who may be feeling a little discouraged, that, you know, you wanted results because you thought you were doing everything right. We'll bring you that live streaming one so that you can, you know, have that gift of being able to see Kathy in action. And before, I don't want to forget, because I'm getting questions, to repeat the two websites. The website for the Be True Facelift DVD is www.B as in boy, C as in cat, global, bcglobalteam.com, bcglobalteam.com. And there is a special right now, buy one DVD, get the second one free. There's a little store on that site. And then the EGA True website to get a lot of extra information. In fact, you can print out PDFs from this site, which you can hand to your clients if you don't have the brochures, is www.ega-true-skin-care.com. So it's EGA True Skincare with dashes in the middle. Okay? So that will, get you all the extra information. Real quickly, I know we're out of time, but I'll sneak one more. I know Warren's got a busy day, and everybody does, but for people who are asking about the décolleté area, the neck, the hands, are all these products and beauty tools things that we can also use on other parts of our body?
Yes, absolutely. I actually use, after I finish doing my face, whatever I have left on my hands, I actually use on my hands, and I've been quite impressed with how my hands look, because I used to have horses and spent a lot of time outside, and I never wore gloves, and I had my hands in cold water and, all kinds of horse stuff, and my hands were looking at least twice my age, and I'm totally impressed with how they look. So I actually thought that, I wasn't even thinking about, I was consciously doing that, but I wasn't thinking about what the results would be until my husband actually mentioned that my hands looked great. So yeah, I'm all for, using it on other parts of the body are definitely a good thing. And then I also wanted to say, Teresa, too, is that I really, really hope that people get on the webinar, the training webinar, because it hurts my heart to hear people say that they're just not getting the results. I know it's something that we can help. I know that everybody can get this down. Everybody can develop their skills a little bit more, no matter where you are. Even the estheticians can develop their skills a little bit more. And then the person who doesn't have that experience and that background, I know that they'll, with just a little bit more information, that they'll really like the results that they're getting. So I hope everybody gets on that. And even if we can't do a live webinar, we'll end up doing specific photos so that I can talk about it. So we're going to, I really am obviously passionate about making sure that people are getting the maximum amount of results out of this EGA True skincare line. Thank you, Teresa, for having me on.
You're welcome, and thank you, Kathy B and Kathy G, for taking your time out this morning, and all of you who are on this call. It's been a wealth of information. There's always golden nuggets that you can glean, and we see a huge number that jumped on this webinar today. We'd love to see you also be jumping on the webinars on Thursday nights that we put together for you, because you may say, well, I've already heard that. Well, there's always something new we're adding. There's always new information. So you've got to keep that information coming into your brain so that you're quick on your toes when people have questions to ask you. You understand the role of Mgenics with your skincare. You understand the role of the water machine along with the other, the whole EGA True line. So with that being said, I thank you all for being on the call, and I'm going to turn it back to you, Warren, and we will definitely try to put another one of these EGA panel talk webinars together with some extra slides in the near future. So have a great Saturday, everybody.
I want to thank you, ladies, for what I will call the most wonderful presentation I've heard in a long time. Thank you so much, Kathy B. and Kathy Goldstein, and especially you, Teresa, for organizing this and putting this together. Using all of the wellness products that are energized that Omega has, you are going to see such wonderful changes in your overall well-being. And I say overall well-being. And just join us in this self-care evolution and have a wonderful Saturday and share this technology with as many people as possible. Bye for now.